For us, it's a daily thing.
It's every day, right?
This is Mammoth Daily
We're going to take you inside the locker room
with Mike Fulta.
We want this show to be about the fans, and we want this show to be driven by our Utah Mammoth community.
And Adrian Denny.
Fans can submit what they want to hear us talk about, what they want to hear Utah weigh in on. It's all going to be here.
Here's Mike and AD with you.
Utahns, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Right here on Mammoth Daily.
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome inside your Friday Free-for-All episode of Mammoth Daily. Mike Fulta and Adrian Denny here with you. We're your Hockey Night in Utah radio crew, and we've got Tyson Nash on with us for our Friday Free-for-All. Tyson, a big part of our broadcast team, often joins us on the radio, also the co-host of the Nashcast, which I work in on Wednesdays as well. So you can catch that coming out every Wednesday on Nashcast YouTube channel and the Nashcast official on Instagram as well. But AD, just checking in on you, my friend. How's the week been as we roll along here through the doldrums?
Mike, I'm just loving all the salt takes that are coming in. Like
They're
it's
flowing.
they just get better and better. We started off with Clayton on his guitar. And then we had Corey riding his bike, and McLean was out running errands literally up in the mountains. And Brian was in a home studio, and Woody was down in Tucson. And I just cannot wait to get to what we have on deck for today's show.
And a reminder that this is what is at stake. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm holding up the People's Cup, which they are now rolling off the assembly line over at Crown Trophy. They are printing them like we're printing Model Ts on the Ford assembly line in the early 1900s. So these things are rolling out. If you're listening on audio, it's a Stanley Cup lookalike. How would you describe it, AD?
A miniature Stanley Cup with some mountain blue flair.
That's
for the
right.
day-to-dayers, Mike.
And I can't wait to get these in people's hands because you feel some trophies and they're just kind of like little knickknacks. You know, they wouldn't even serve as a paperweight because things would just blow away. They're that light. This thing from our friends at Crown Trophy, Nate and Taylor, it's got some weight to it. AD, I mean, you feel like you've got a real chalice here. I was sipping something out of this earlier today. It's going to be my M&M holder in the season, I think, and maybe a victory mug after Mammoth wins as well. But the People's Cup gets awarded to those of our submissions on Mammoth Daily that get chosen for their creativity, for a little bit of accuracy, maybe ones that make us think, preferably with an artistic kind of presentation to the take as well. You had McLean running in the woods. You had Brett from Harriman recording at work.
From
That
work. Yes.
That's right. He was doing it in hushed tones to keep it down while the supervisor was making his rounds. That also will get you a People's Cup. So we've been rolling the hits here early on Salt Lake City. So pretty much everybody that we've run so far is going to be a recipient of the People's Cup. We're playing the best ones. It's not how it's going to be every week, but that's how it's been at the start.
Mike, and we were in a meeting last Friday, came up with an idea with our boss. We're going to present some of these in person too. So stand by. If you get a letter from us and not a package, it might mean we're requesting an in-person situation to give you your People's Cup.
That's right. So we're rolling on in the segment. It's been a smashing success so far. Can't wait for it to even take on a life of its own, a little different life in the season because now it's talking season, AD. It's a lot of predictions. People are giving their takes on what they think is going to happen. But we're going to get to a point where we're in the middle of the season and you can't make the same predictions, or at least they don't carry the same water weight that they did in August when we're making them now, right? When T. Ginla makes the team out of camp and has 4 goals in his first 3 games with the Mammoth, you can't jump on the bandwagon then and say, oh, he's going to lead all rookies in scoring like McLean did. McLean is staking his claim now. But once we get into the season, these takes are going to be a little bit different. They're going to be a little bit more explanative and less predictive. Why are things happening? what should happen now. So we'll continue to evolve as the season and as the calendar evolves. But for now, we're having a lot of fun with the predictions. And we have a couple of our Hall of Fame day-to-dayers who have submitted for today's show.
Mike, you want to start off with Brock nursing that wrist injury here. He's
on the shelf.
He's still working away, getting ready for the season, and he's in one of our favorite spots. So let's lead off Salt Lake City here on this Friday with our buddy Brock.
What's going on, guys? We're here at the Delta Center checking out the progress that's going on. We're also here for my Salt Lake City. Utah, over the last 2 years, they've had 5 total shutouts, all of them coming on the road. This year, that changes. We're not only getting one, we're getting multiple shutouts at home this year. But who's going to get the first shutout? That's right, Sebastian Cossa. I loved our trade up to get him, and I can't wait to see him dominate along with Pavelka. Go Mammoth.
Leave it to Brock to get boots on the ground on the construction site at the Delta Center. I think the first little soundbite of that submission you hear is like an anvil being hit or something like that. Like there's construction sounds in the background. Brock's got his boots on the ground despite the bad wing. He's still pitching into the construction effort. And he comes at us with a pretty specific take. Multiple shutouts at home this year, and the first home shutout goes to Sebastian Cossa. Not off the wall by any means, but the specificity is interesting here because you have Sebastian Cossa, who was acquired via trade during the NHL draft. The Mammoth sent over a first-round pick to Detroit in order to acquire Cossa, and he's going to have every opportunity to be the number 2 goaltender for the Mammoth. In fact, he's, I would say, written in pen on that goaltender 2 line right now for the Mammoth, because you look at the pipeline, you got Michael Robel, who's about to start his first full pro season in the American Hockey League. We assume plan is to probably let him bake a little bit, but there's no other veteran goaltender in the mix really for the Mammoth, and it should be Kossa's job come camp.
Mike, Brock brought up some great stuff because last week we talked about, like, if the Mammoth are winning, it's usually Karel Vejmelka. All but 17 wins all time in the regular season have been from Vejmelka, but he only has 3 of the 5 shutouts that Utah's had, and they've all been on the road. Vitek Vanacek got one in Philly last season. Jackson Stauber got one in Vegas that we just saw some highlights of for those of you watching on YouTube. Veggie has a shutout in Minnesota and Anaheim and Vegas as well. So the Mammoth have 2 shutouts all time in the NHL for Utah in Vegas and nothing at home, which honestly been having so much fun at the Delta Center, Mike. I hadn't realized it, but I like it. I think that's a good road to go down for Brock there.
It's interesting because Karel Vejmelka has never been a big shutout guy. His rookie season in the NHL, he had 52 games played, 1 shutout with Arizona. Next year, 50 games, 3 shutouts. Okay, still not crazy. Next year, 23-24, 38 games, just 1 shutout. The inaugural season in Utah, 58 games played, 1 shutout. He played more hockey than anybody in the NHL last year, and he had 2. And as you mentioned, they were both on the road. So he's never been a big shutout guy, Karel Vejmelka, and maybe that's why Brock is picking Sebastian Cossa to lead things off at home. You know what's been interesting about Veggie's shutouts too, AD? They've been blowouts. You had Anaheim 7-0. I believe Vegas was 4-0 when the Mammoth scored on their first 3 shots of the game. And then was Minnesota? I think Minnesota was 4-0 as well.
4-0. Yep.
Yeah. So I wonder, can we see a game this year where Karel Vejmelka wins kind of a rock fight and wins a 1-0 game where it's a little grimier, and it's not as free and easy as some of those other shutout wins have been, where you kind of steal the team's soul early in the game.
It was 3-0 in Philly for Vanacek. It was 6-0 for Stauber in Vegas. And leave it to Brock, Mike, to know that Sebastian Cossa is kind of a shutout guy. 5 in the AHL in 25-26 in just 39 games. He's got 12 career shutouts professionally. And Mike, how about this? Remember that 2022 playoff run for the Edmonton Oil Kings when Sebastian Cossa and Dylan Guenther were on the same team and they went to the WHL championship and they won it? He had 5 shutouts in 19 playoff games on that run for Edmonton. So I think Brock knows what he's doing, Mike.
Could be onto something. And look, if you don't know the profile on Costa, he's a big goaltender. They list him at 6'7" on HockeyDB. He's probably in that 6'6", 6'7" range. He has played the last 3 years in the American Hockey League. He did play a little bit in the ECHL as well. So he's basically played 3 years of minor league hockey. He appeared in 1 game for Detroit 2 years ago, but that was in relief. He came in to start the second period, or I think late in the first. It was. So he's never started an NHL game, and he's the guy who's going to be that number 2 to Karel Vejmelka. And the way we see it, hopefully give Karel Vejmelka some time off. 80 last year, Utah save percentage as a team, 889. That was 20th out of 32 teams. So that's an area where the Mammoth want to get better.
All right, there we go. Brock leading us off. And folks, you can get in touch with us and your Salt Lake Cities here on Mammoth Daily. You can submit it via Riverside, which is how all of our guests join us on Mammoth Daily, Mike. So you can find that link in our YouTube playlist description, as well as where our audio platforms live, just in the show description. You can find it there. You can send it to us on Twitter, which a lot of people have done, at Mike_Fulta for Mike, at 801 Adrian Denny for me. Same for me on Instagram and Mikey Fulta there. And Mike, if you want to try and send us a larger email to our brand new email address, give it a whirl. Mammoth Daily at UtahMammoth.com for your Salt Lake Cities, for your shout outs, mailbag questions, just to say hi. The new email address, Mammoth Daily at UtahMammoth.com.
Yeah. Hey, you want to play a fun game with Sebastian Cossa here, AD? I know you're a big schedule guy.
Yeah.
You want to play the game of when is Sebastian Cossa's first home Utah start?
Got my schedule right here, Mike. Gosh, are we going to have to wait until November, or is he going to get mixed into some busy activity in October?
I have a date circled. I'm curious if you had to pick one just off the rip here, putting you on the spot.
So for Sebastian Cossa's Delta Center,
because we'll get Vejmelka on opening night, no doubt about that. Then the Mammoth go on a 5-game road trip. Then there's a week in mid-October where you got 2 home games, and then the next week we have 2 home games as well. 6 total home games in October. Do we see Vejmelka every one, or does Cossa get one of those? What do you think, AD?
I'm going to stretch it to November 12th against St. Louis.
Okay.
On a back-to-back coming from Vegas.
Okay.
What about you?
The date I had circled was October 19th against Pittsburgh. It's a Monday night game. Penn's a team that was playoff bound last year, but the way I see it, you're going to see a lot of I think you're going to see Vejmelka 3 times, Toronto, then Edmonton twice, and then you mix in Cossa on that Monday night game after everybody's kind of got rest. We're every other night at this point, and then Veg is good to go for the rest of those last 4 games in October. So that was the one I had circled. I can be talked out of it though.
I'm saying without more than a 2-game homestand until the middle of November, it's not coming until November. Just the way the schedule falls. Obviously, going to see him plenty on the road, as we've documented with the 5-game and 6-game trips.
I do think it's going to feel different this year, where last year, if Karel Vejmelka was healthy and he got a good night's sleep, he was playing, right? I don't think, and this is not inside intel, this is just my lean and my gut. I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I think last year in the playoffs, Veggie was a little bit worn down, and I think the Mammoth are really going to try and keep him fresher throughout the year with some more scheduled days for the number 2 goaltender instead of only using the number 2 on back-to-backs. I also think with Kosa AD, it's probably going to be a thing with him where we know we don't have a lot of NHL data on him yet. I don't think with a goalie you're going to be able to really have a good feeling one way or the other about what he's capable of until we see him in game action. Like, he might look great in camp, but I don't think for a goalie that tells you all that much, right? Goaltending is so results driven, and I think we're going to know what we got when we get it in game action.
Excited to have him, Mike. Just another one of the Mammoth players on a multi-year deal that already chalked up to come back for 27-28. You want to get to Dallas on Salt Lake City? One of our day-to-dayers. Here's Dallas.
Hey Mike, hey AD, this is my salt take. Not only are the Mammoth going to make the playoffs again, but they're going to have 100 points and win their first playoff series.
Okay, Dallas. Excellent. Looks like he's coming to us from the, just picking up the mail there, right outside.
That's definitely Weber County up there.
Yeah. I was going to say that's north of the mountain there, but yeah, thanks, Dallas. We always get great stuff from Broadcast Bub. We're gonna have to start paying him a little cut because we use a lot of his clips and his footage that he puts out on social media.
It's all great. We learn lessons every time we see him. But Mike, make the playoffs, have 100 points, and win a first playoff series. So Mike, going out on the playoffs isn't as, chalky as it seems, right? Each of the last 2 seasons, you had 6 teams from the year before didn't make the playoffs that had been in it. So 10 of 16 repeated into the playoffs 2 straight seasons. Mike, as far as the 100 points goes, 8 of the 16 teams had 100 points last year that were in the playoffs. So not as far of a reach as you might think. And if they were playing 84 games, Mike, we would have had 10 more teams, 10 teams total with 100 points or more. So 10 of the 16. So a 63% chance you get back to the playoffs, as we'll talk about with Tyson Nash coming up in our free-for-all. Mammoth have gotten better as we feel, right? Not running back the same group with that 63% chance to get back and winning that first playoff series. Mike, Seattle Kraken won their first ever playoff series against Colorado, but then you have to go back to 2019, the first time the Columbus Blue Jackets won a playoff series. So right now, the Mammoth and Utah looking for that first playoff series win, because right now, again, they've only got 2 years, but only team in the NHL without a playoff series win. So looking forward to that in 26-27.
I did some heavy lifting mathematically, and 100 points this year with 84 games equates to about 97, 98 points in an 82-game schedule. Because Dallas, when I heard 100 points, I was like, whoa, that sounds like so much. But as you said, you had 8 teams with 100 points last year. And it's actually pretty common, especially in the Central Division, for those top 3 teams to have 100 points. If the Mammoth would have had 100 points this last year, they still would have been wild card 1. There was a huge gap to from where Utah was at 92 points to Minnesota in the 3rd place spot at 104. So even the last 5 years, if Utah would have had 100 points in an 82 game schedule over the last 5 years, that would still not get them in the top 3 of the Central Division, because that's how top heavy the Central has been. So, I mean, Dallas, if Utah gets 100 points, then I think that's great. But I think that could also be scheduled progression for the Utah Mammoth, considering the moves they've made, the way the roster has been improved. 92 points a year ago, and if you make a 6-point jump if you make an 8-point jump up to 100 this year, that's a great step, but it still doesn't get you into that 1 spot. It still doesn't probably even get you into the 2 or maybe not even the 3 spot in the
Home ice
Central
advantage.
I know. So you're kind of still in the same spot if you're in wild card 1. So my question back to Dallas is, okay, we have 100 points. The other part of Dallas's take, lest we forget, is the Mammoth win a playoff series. So do they do this as a wild card team? And if they are a wild card team, which one are they, and which division winner are they knocking off? Are they beating 115-point Edmonton Oilers group who won the Pacific? Are they taking out a President's Trophy winning Colorado Avalanche team that just stormed through the regular season like they did this past year? What does that look like? I think the playoff win from an 100-point regular season is the more shocking part than the actual 100 points.
Bill Armstrong keeps telling us, Mike, just got to get in. Just got to get in. So great stuff there from Dallas. Get him a People's Cup, Mike. Good
Dallas
job by Broadcast Bob.
Dallas could have written in and told us that he thinks Clayton Keller is going to be the leading scorer, and we still would have given Dallas a People's Cup. We need one of these things in Dallas's hands, and maybe he can do some promoting for us because his social channels do very well.
Much better, yes. Very
He's
well engaged with. So there we go, Mike. Great stuff coming in from Brock and from Dallas on our Salt Lake Cities here on this Friday. Hey, Mike, you want to get to some shout outs before we get to Tyson Nash here, wrapping up the week? Here's Buttafuoco Productions checking in. This is not me, Mike. As you know, Buttafuoco Productions has some great stuff as always, and you can tell that it's not from me. So this is definitely not for me. He says, I wish you guys would take AD to all the away games.
Whoa.
Mike, do you have in your contract to get your own room? Some people have that in their contract. Do you?
It's not in my contract. I tell you what, having roommates is fun, but I don't know if I could go back to it. Yep. You know what I mean? Like in college, you have so much fun with your college roommates, but then you graduate and you get a bigger and better life, and you're like, I don't want roommates anymore now that I'm maybe more of an established adult. Not that we didn't have fun before, but I think now it's time for me to be on my own. I loved having roommates in the minor leagues, AD. It was fun. There was always something to do. I'd be snoring and my trainer would throw a pillow at me to get me to shut up, stuff like that. But yeah, I think I need a little space to spread my wings.
You're right on the money. Once you don't have a roommate, you can't go back. In Tucson, Mike, I did not have it in writing, but it was in writing in other places.
Really?
And it was implied that
Utah with the Grizzlies?
In Tucson.
Oh, okay.
Had the own room.
Wow.
Had the own room. Never once.
As a broadcaster, really?
Yeah, unless we had another broadcaster with us on the trip. Johnny would come on some trips, so he'd come with me naturally. We did a TV game in Stockton once, so our color commentator was with me. Actually, he wasn't. On that trip in Stockton that we did the TV games, we stayed in San Jose the whole week, and we said, yeah, Jimmy will stay with me, no sweat. And then we get to the hotel, and Mike, they only had singles. So every single person got their own room, including my color commentator on his first ever road trip in pro hockey. So always had my own room on the road. So yeah, great stuff. I appreciate it, Buttafuoco Productions. I'll be there if there's ever word. Won't have to negotiate with me, Mike. I'll just drive on over and hop on the charter.
We'll see if we can get a pullout.
Okay. The rollaway.
Yeah. We'll see if the Four Seasons has a rollaway we can use.
As a rollaway. Sometimes there's just a big windowsill in those nice hotels, Mike. I could go on the windowsill and pull down.
A lot of them have like couches, like a lounge couch kind of, someone could crash if need be. But I like to. I'm just worried about towel consumption more than anything.
You got that right, Mike. You wouldn't know how much towels you go through until you go down, you work out, you come back, take a shower. So it could be two towels right there. Workout, shower, take a shower before the game. Like that's 3. Who knows? You come back with some takeout and you don't have any napkins. You pull out another towel. You done that before, Mike?
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
The wash rag. Oh yeah.
No
baby.
way. Really?
Sure. Why not? Yeah. If you don't have napkins, you pull out the wash rag.
Oh, see, but now you're pushing your mistake onto the hotel at that point. That's a nice white fluffy towel they could have used again. Oh, yeah. You've never unfurled a towel and there's been anything in there, have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I've heard some. Who was telling the story? Someone was telling a story. This is going to be a little gross, but I think it's still PG, so we'll roll with it. I think it was one of our broadcast crew members, and I'm not going to get the names right, nor will I even try. But someone, how they roll up the towels and they put them on the rack, right? They unfurled a towel to wrap up, and there was fecal matter inside the rolled towel, not just a streak or not just a stain, an actual, kernel of excrement. So, so be careful when you're unfurling towels on the road.
Bringing my own towels from now on. Next trip, Mike. I'll have towels for all of us. Here's Brett from Harriman. Mike, he's confirming he was at work when he sent in his Salt Lake City. He was at work. He says he wasn't looking for his boss. He had notes that he was referring to on Tanev and O'Brien. He said, like you guys say, it's a numbers game. Forwards room's too big. He says, I think Iginla comes up for injuries and some experience. I agree with Kevin's comments. It's not a development league. I think he earns the minutes and the PP gets going this year. That is what brings Lee and Gunther to their goal totals and making them higher. Brett from Harriman, thank you, friend. Great job.
Excellent work. Yep.
Hockey Club Clayton, he got our Salt Lake City started off last week. He's got some stuff to clear up. He says him and Brett not colluding yet, though they might have just become best friends. He says he loved seeing Mike, the serendipitous sighting right outside of the cafe. Great to gab for a bit after catching up with his best buddy over brunch. And then he answered where he was. He says, I live and record mediocre music clips, not mediocre, Clayton. They're good music clips in a town with 2 water parks, one that pretends to be Californian and another that is named after a natural sweet treat. Which town and county am I proudly in? I bet somebody in Tuss Up Nation knows. Mike, any guesses there? Because I got it right off the hop.
It's got to be up north, right?
Yeah, Davis County.
Yeah, it's not Bountiful.
I don't know if it's Farmington or Kaysville, because Lagoon is in Farmington, Laguna Beach, the California reference he was referring to for the water park at Lagoon.
Okay.
And Cherry Hill, which I think is in Kaysville. So Farmington, Kaysville, new thing.
Okay, yeah. Okay, nice. I've never been to either one of those. I really want to go though. Hey, August is the perfect time, right? For they shut down for the winter, got nothing else to do.
No, I've been up in Davis County watching my niece and nephew play soccer, and those mountains match. Those mountains match up. You get up north, Farmington, Kaysville, Davis County, big mountains, just like you got where I thought he was, down on the south end of Utah County by Spanish Fork, kind of Payson Canyon there. But yeah, definitely matching mountains, but all good just the same. And Woody, Mike, he's back. We got his salt take from Tucson to start the week. Did you see it last weekend when Clayton Keller was at the Diamondbacks game? D-backs took 2 of 3 against the Dodgers. Woody sending a picture. Clayton Keller was seated just a few rows above him there at Chase Field.
So Woody's got to have pretty good seats if Clayton Keller, the guy making almost $8 million, is sitting above him. Right?
Good seats on the company, maybe. Woody on a business trip.
Yeah, Keller still has that place down in Arizona. So clearly going back. Wonder if he was skating with Austin Matthews back in AZ, perhaps. I know those two have done that for years.
So more shout outs, Mike. These are shout outs coming in that were kind of found. When you move, Mike, and everything gets lost and you have no idea where anything is. Well, I'm in that situation right now. Just every day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things just come up. No idea where they are. I'll find them after the move. Found some shout outs in the middle of the move, Mike. Mike from Trolley Square. There he is. A couple of weeks ago, him and I were over at Liberty Park late on Friday night. It was after 10 p.m. and I was getting a rollerblade in and he was getting a one wheel in, and we bumped into each other and caught up. So lost the shout out in the moving, Mike. That was the day I closed on my place that I sold. So lots of stuff going on. That's why I was there after 10 p.m. at night. So wanted to make sure we got a shout out there to Mike from Trolley Square. And throw a shout out to Charles, a diehard Mammoth fan. Listens to the podcast, watch every game last year on TV, made the pilgrimage from New Jersey to Salt Lake to see a home game. Saw him play the Flyers in Philly, the 3-0 game. And he's coming back in Salt Lake again to see us play Washington and Nashville. 2,000 miles he's traveling to watch us, but wanted to throw that shout out to Charles because I lost it in the move, but it was not forgotten, my friend.
You mentioned one wheel for Mike? Is that a unicycle?
Kinda. It's kind of a skateboard thing with a big wheel.
Oh, okay, yeah. Awesome. Well, I've been terrified of those. I never would even come close.
My brother has one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they hard to use?
Mike pulls it off just fine. Like he looks like a pro.
Okay. Okay. I'll stick to my Razor scooter.
Yeah, I'm staying on my rollerblades.
There you go.
Good Friday night with Mike, catching up. Almost didn't make curfew, Mike. It was that late.
Yeah, Park Ranger's going to come and nail you if you're out there too late at Liberty.
Yep, they're always cruising.
Probably the same guy who told Nick Olchek and I there's no fish in the lake.
Yeah,
at Liberty Park.
Yep. Yes, sir. There we go. Shout outs, folks. Again, Mammoth Daily, UtahMammoth.com. That's our new email address. Use it. And Tuesday, Mike, we'll go because folks, that me and Mike don't check our emails, right? So before Tuesday's show, we'll see who sent us that first email, and we'll give them a People's Cup.
Yeah, we're on it. Don't worry. Mailing department will get your address and where to find you. But before we close things out, we do have about 14 minutes with Tyson Nash. We quickly jumped on with Tyson before Tyson and I recorded our Nashcast interview with Dom Moore. That's going to come out next week. So just a really fun, but also meaningful and impactful interview with Dom Moore. You can catch on the Nashcast next Wednesday. So I would encourage everyone to check that out as well. But this was our conversation with Tyson, just kind of hitting some odds and ends as he was on the dock of the bay out in Kelowna.
Get ready. Your Friday free-for-all is here.
Welcome into our Friday free-for-all, and we've got Tyson Nash, member of our Hockey Night in Utah broadcast team, and my co-host on the Nashcast. Tyson, oh my gosh, where are you? Have you floated away? Are you like what was it, Tom? What's the guy's name? Tom Hanks in Castaway right now?
Just in lovely Kelowna. I know you're jealous. I just feel like I smoked about 20 packs of cigarettes right now with all the smoke. So I apologize for the backdrop. I do have my little twin there, the flamingo, the same size legs and the same size nose as well. So he's going to be helping me out today. But thanks for having me on the show, boys. It's summertime, the dog days of the NHL. I miss you guys.
Wow.
Oh, Tyson, we've been talking about it all month. This August thing, all the big news in July, and you guys talked to all the new signees and Barrett Hayton and John Marino, and now we're in August, just kind of waiting around. But Tyson, it's been fun, and I really enjoyed the conversation with Anders Lee last week and his football background, and you could just tell that's a captain in the NHL that all of a sudden you're just adding to your locker room right there with everything you already have. His leadership and his body and his experience.
Just how he speaks, how charismatic he is, right? Just the I don't know, just the calmness in his voice, just the experience that he has. And the part that's tough for us, I think, is that it's like all the presents under the tree at Christmas, right? And yet you can't watch them play. You can't open them until Christmas Day. And obviously the start of the season, is coming soon. But man, you just can't wait to see how this is all going to play out, right? Some of the moves that Bill Armstrong has made, Kosa in net to help corral Vejmelka, and then obviously just the depth, the size, the strength down the middle that Utah has that I think has been lacking in ways, but man, these additions are going to help in a big way.
Tyson, we talked to Kim Becker about this a little bit because you lose a couple of big voices in your room like Ian Cole and Sean Dursey and guys like that who have, bigger personalities, but you add in some guys who also have been leaders in other rooms, but they're new to the team. So what does that look like when there's kind of this rearranging of personalities and voices within a room every year?
Well, I think there will be an adjustment period, but I mean, the instant respect that these guys, like, it's not like they were just fringe type players, right? These are significant pieces and talent in the National Hockey League, the entire National Hockey League. I mean, these guys have been through wars, right? The Battle of the Islanders, the Rangers, just what these guys have been through, the playoff experience, all of it. Like, you look at Lee too. He's been part of a rebuild, right? He's been rebuild after rebuild on Long Island. So this guy has experience, and they're going to walk into that locker room, and guys like Barrett Hayden and, like youngish type players are just going to instantly be just mesmerized by these guys because they played against them. Now they get a chance to play with them. And the experience that they bring, that veteran leadership. No, they don't wear A's or captains on their jerseys, but it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter for these type of players because they've had all that, all the accolades, everything that comes along with it. And now maybe they can just kind of fall into place with Utah, with the Mammoth, and just go about their business, right? And so it kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off as well. I remember Oliver Ekman-Larsson back in Arizona. The worst thing they did was put the C on his jersey because all of a sudden he felt that pressure. And then when he got traded, I think that pressure was released and he could just go out there and play his game. He didn't have to worry about the locker room, the team dinners, all the things that comes along with wearing a letter on your jersey. So I think it's going to be huge.
Tyson, the group makes the playoffs last year. That's a hard thing to accomplish. It's harder to get back, right? 6 teams, each the last 2 seasons that qualified didn't get back there. But for Utah, supplementing to that roster, these big key pieces, how big is that for a team that got there, that wants to get back and wants to make that next move while you figure teams around you are getting better, teams that didn't make it are going to be making a push to get in?
Well, I think the big thing for me, AD, is that we also got better. And I mean much better, right? So it's not like we stayed stagnant and just went with the team that lost in the playoffs. The bar has been set, right? And now anything less than that, like if this team, the only way this team doesn't make the playoffs is if they have significant, and I mean catastrophic type of injuries, right? That is the only way this team doesn't get back into the playoffs because they are much better. They addressed a lot of the needs that were lacking come playoff time, whether it's size, that we all have all the skill and speed that any NHL team has. But what we don't have for me is a little bit more bite and size and strength that you need come playoff time. So I think those have all been addressed, and this is an exciting time for this team. I think they're going to take another step.
You mentioned an exciting time for the team, Tyson. Exciting time for Nashcast, because last week we had a pretty big, I can't even call it a photo bomber because he was the subject of the photo. But all of a sudden I pop up on my Instagram, and on the Nashcast story, 99 is wearing a Nashcast hoodie, which I know for a fact has like an image of you with an elongated nose on the back of it. Like, what was it like to have a Wayne Gretzky wearing your merch?
Well, never, ever did I ever think, and I think that's what you're referring to. There's the schnoz. And he loved this thing. And this is the exact one that he wore. And he's been wearing it every day since that photo. So he is absolutely loving it. It's a little cool in the mornings. So he's like, this is the perfect, I love the other one, but it's a big classic hoodie, right? It's heavy. It's too warm. This one's nice and thin. And he loves it. But I swear to God, I don't think he knows that my ugly mug is on the back of that hoodie, right? Because he's just loving this thing. We have a breakfast club every morning at 8:00. All the boys go to the clubhouse and we sit around and shoot the breeze. And he's wearing the Nash cast merch. And it was hilarious. I felt so stupid because I went around and I gave one to Sean Payton as well. So I put one in his golf cart, just the hoodie. And at the end of my golf round, I see the hoodie, and it was a cold day and it was raining, and I see the hoodie on the top of the garbage can, right? And I'm like, what the heck? And the caddy and the pro was like, yeah, Sean Payton, he goes, he didn't really know what this was. He didn't. So he just kind of gave it back and said, I don't need it. I was absolutely gutted. I was heartbroken. I'm like, Sean Payton, but I don't even think he knew that I was related to the Nash cast. He doesn't know my last name, right? Like, how could he? He's a football guy, right? But anyway, we got to get one into his hands. I saw John Elway walking through the clubhouse carrying my swag bag with the Nash cast stuff in it. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I was going around handing them out like candy. Brendan Morrow, just all the boys, Sheldon Surrey. So it was pretty cool, man. Great merch. Love the stuff. Comes with some Pro Vs too, with that same nose on the ball. So the guys are loving it.
I'm down to my last Titleist 9, my last Nashcast 9 golf ball. Because we'd be playing and Craig, our boss, the corporate overlord, he would be like, hey, take a video every time you tee off on a par 3 and take a video of yourself holding the Nashcast 9 ball in case you hit a hole in one. You think I hit a hole in one, Craig? Like, it's 150 yards away, and I just hit an 8-iron, 120 to the right, and now I got to chip on from 100 yards away. There's no way that this is going in. The best content that's going to come out of this is me, blading a ball with Tyson's nose on it into the water, which it is pretty funny. But, yeah, I'm out of the golf ball, so I might need a few more of those.
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming. We're handing them out like candy. You just turned a par 3 Fultz into a par 5. So I've been there. I've done that. So I love it.
Tyson, back to the new guys and more guys to get the Nashcast merchandise too. What about Vinny Trocheck that you've seen over the years that now that he's with us, kind of like, oh, thank goodness we've got him. Don't have to play against him in front of the net, in that crease area, getting a big goal late.
Yeah, I mean, just the additions, right? And you always add pieces as a general manager, and you're in that locker room, and what that does to the locker room, right? Those players, guys like Keller and Schmaltz in particular, who have been here from day one, right? They're sitting there going, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. You're adding to this group. They are frothing at the mouth right now, trying to get back into training camp and see how this all unfolds, see where the lines end up. You've just added more depth and more help. And that's only going to benefit, especially players like a Keller and a Schmaltz, and a Gunther and a Cooley. So, again, you can't, be any more impressed than you have been with Bill Armstrong and the moves that he has made. And obviously Ryan and Ashley Smith allowing him to spend money. The cap goes up. The NHL has never been in a better position, and the Utah Mammoth, they're going to do some damage. Yes, everyone got better in the division. We all know that, but so did Utah. And I'm not worried in the least bit. I think this team is going to be a team that is feared around the National Hockey League.
Tyson, thanks for joining us. I know you got to go to your next recording here soon. When's 99 coming on the show?
He has committed, fully committed, and he is bringing guests with him. I don't think I can announce it yet when he's planning on coming. He wants to ski. He wants to enjoy Salt Lake. He also wants to get up to Park City and carve up the mountain a little bit. So Ryan Smith told me, I am the host. I am in charge. Make it happen. Whatever 99 the GOAT wants, the GOAT gets. So I am fired up. I'm juiced up.
Wow.
And he will be on the show.
Wow. No kidding, huh? All right. Wayne Jetski. Is that what they call him in the commercials?
Wayno. He loves
That's
it.
awesome.
He is an absolute beauty. And you want to talk about a storyteller? I don't think there's a better storyteller he's like an elephant. Like his memory is ridiculous. It was a sunny day back in 1989 when I got traded. Like the details of his stories are just like no other. They really aren't. So I can't wait for everyone to see it. It's going to be something special.
All right. We'll stay locked in for that. Nasher, thank you, man. And just remember the sunscreen this time, all right?
I'm like Magda. Beef jerky suit, Foltz. I don't need none.
This is Mammoth Daily.
All right. Thanks again to Tyson Nash for joining us for a couple minutes here on our Friday free-for-all. We'll be catching up with him throughout the season as well. Pretty bold, Adrian. He's coming out and saying the great one, Wayne Gretzky, 99, is going to be on the Nashcast at some point this year.
And you heard it here first on Mammoth Daily. So.
He did. That was pretty big. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. But AD, wanted to follow up on something from a couple episodes ago. Our friend Kelly Keel from the community wing of the Utah Mammoth, filling us in on some more Mammoth Daily vernacular, and maybe not just Mammoth Daily vernacular, but Utah Mammoth vocabulary.
So we were talking last week, Mike, we were talking about adding that upper division for the Women's Hockey League. What do you call the Mammoth Ice Center? I call it the Ice Center. What'd you say you call it? The MIC?
Like the UMIC, the MIC, yeah. Utah Mammoth Ice Center, UMIC.
Well, Mike, how did we miss this one? Because the youth department has started a thing at the Ice Center. They're calling it the MIC. The MIC. The MIC.
I
can't believe we're doing this segment, but they're calling it the MIC.
Spread this news like wildfire.
MIC.
Run. Do not walk to your nearest hockey friend and tell them that we're calling it the MIC in Sandy.
Mic.
And I need everyone else to do this because I can't be the only one doing it. I don't want people thinking it's about me because it's not, but it's a cool name. It sounds great. Just rolls off the tongue. Yeah, it's better than Utah Mammoth Ice Center saying that every time, which we've been doing for months now. But yeah, morning skate at the MIC. Oh yeah. It's like Joe Louis Arena. We're headed to the Joe. Like that. That's got some punch to it. We're going to the Mike.
And it didn't even start from Mammoth Daily, Mike. It's a rare thing that did not start from us.
We're just passing it along. And I ask you to do the same. So Kelly, thank you for that. That made my day when I saw that email. So we'll be calling it the MIC from here on out. Once we get like Chris or Bill Armstrong to do it, then it's pretty much set in stone. But a great couple episodes. Please keep sending in your Salt Lake City submissions as well, along with our normal mailbag. Kind of two different things, right? Like the mailbag can be anything. The mailbag can be a comment, a question, can be whatever you want it to be. Salt Lake City, it's a little bit more predictive, right? We want you to bring creative ideas, creative takes to our Mammoth Daily ecosystem. And we've had a bunch of great ones already that we're still working our way throughout August. So excited to get to those. Excited to get to Mammoth Week in a couple of weeks as well. Adrian's going to have a bunch of great content from Mammoth Week. And I hope that everybody enjoys their weekend. Anything else I'm missing, AD, before we get people on their way?
Nope, we'll have a full preview of Mammoth Week coming up too. Get everybody ready. Tell them where they can come and see us. We'll be doing the show there, Mike, at every appearance. And I've got another idea too that came up at our meeting last week that I kind of compartmentalized in my head over the weekend. I want to run it by you. And once I do that, we'll roll that out for Mammoth Week too.
Okay. All right. Sounds like we've got a production meeting right after this recording then. Even
Don't
better.
go anywhere on a Friday, Mike. Stay close.
We'll see you, everybody.